Okay. Is there anybody like you need to do shout outs for? Anybody who's doing an amazing job besides Kate McGowan? Anybody else who's doing a really great job?
Our entire cast is phenomenal.
I know, but I want
will
to make
let
sure we
them
talk
tell you
about
their
it.
favorite
Though.
person,
Like, is there a
but
band? Is there an orchestra? Is it canned music? Is it?
we will have a full pit for this
Oh my
one.
gosh, a full pit for this? I remember it being like very grandiose. Is it that big of a pit, or am I just remembering wrong?
So our orchestra pit is very small.
Okay.
And it will be full. So there will be our max capacity of members that we may have in our pit. But we have some very talented
Isn't
musicians.
there strings in this show? Am I wrong? I felt like everybody's gonna be elbowing each other in the pit.
They will be just fine. They will be just fine. But we are very blessed with
Everybody,
our
get
pool
cozy.
musicians. So.
Yeah, get to know each other really well.
How about special effects? Are there like? Do all 50 cast members just lean a little bit when the ship's or do things start sliding off the stage? Or
I like that.
I think you're
You
going to
may
have
just
to
have to come and see the show.
man.
So there are some visual effects.
or when
That's
the
where-
actual impact? What how do you? Is that off stage? You don't see an iceberg float by. It's,
There are some visual effects that
Okay.
I think are very important for us to keep behind
All
curtains
right.
until the show happens.
No, but there is something though. We're not
Yes.
gonna have
Yeah.
to imagine all this. Is
Yes.
what you're saying. We need
sure.
to know, man. We need to know if it's just going to be a janky show, or is there going to be visual effects that are going to be like, oh, I did not expect that.
Oh, it's going to be a great show.
Good, because
man,
I was
man,
impressed when I
great
saw my
show.
other one too. I was like, how are they going to make this ship? And I was like, oh, that's how. That was impressive. So I'm excited to see what you guys are going to be doing.
Kyle's little one, 7-year-old, was in Titanic.
Yeah, something like that.
He was the boy with the
little
boat.
ship. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, that's why I went to the show. Just started. If he hadn't done this, I wouldn't have seen it. So I'm glad I saw it. And so when you approached me, I believe it was Sam who approached me and said, "Would you be interested in having Titanic on?" I was like, "Yeah, would totally love to have Titanic on."
Now you mentioned shout outs. I know that you mentioned you were Edgar Bean
Yes,
in the
I
show
was
before. My real life wife Ashley is playing Alice Bean in the show.
Okay.
So she's
Alice. Yeah, I was like,
I will say she's not at all like her character. So
No, well, thank goodness.
she's doing a fantastic job.
Thank goodness. I hopefully.
Come
I don't
back.
think there. Are, she's definitely a caricature of an
Yeah.
over the top
Yes,
kind
yes,
of woman.
yes.
I don't think that
Come
very
back,
many
Alice.
women
Has
are
to know-
like
has
Alice.
to know
Bean.
everything about everybody, and that is not Ashley. So.
Yeah, I don't think. Luckily, in life, there aren't a lot of people like that, or else we would. I couldn't imagine. So.
But our gentleman that is playing Edgar, he was also in the 2012 FFP production, and he played Isidore. So it's been very.
Who's Isidore?
he's the old.
Yes,
person
the
who goes
Strausses,
down?
the
The what?
couple that chooses to stay on the boat
Yeah.
together.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So George is the actor's name, and he was phenomenal as Mr. Strauss the
As the
first
old
time
guy.
we did it.
Yeah.
But he's really embracing playing Edgar. It's a different avenue for him, and our director has mentioned several times that she's really enjoying his approach to the character
Very
and that
cool.
he's being very thoughtful about it.
Very cool. Jordan, you haven't talked very much. I'm shocked.
my God.
What is going on? I expect you to talk a lot more. Are you been drinking the Manhattan over there the whole time?
I'm enjoying the Manhattan.
Well, I still see there's a lot in there, and you're not talking. So you must just be enjoying everybody else talking.
I am.
You anything else to add to this, dude?
The talent in this cast.
Awesome.
Everybody's so good. Seth's wife, phenomenal.
Mrs. B.
Our guy who's playing Ryan, who's playing Ismay.
Hold up. Sorry, go ahead.
Ryan, who's playing Ismay.
Who's
Andrews.
Ismay? You guys are throwing out names of people we don't know who these people are. Who's
Ismay's
Ismay?
the bad guy?
Ismay
No,
is
I'm
the
sorry,
bad guy.
not Ismay. Sorry,
Yes.
Andrews.
He-
I'm
There's a
guy that's
bad
playing-
guy in this
okay.
show?
Well, the greedy owner.
Oh, I thought the iceberg was the bad guy.
I don't know this show as well as everybody else does. And so I am learning about 50 new people that I've never met before.
Oh, okay.
And all their characters' names
Okay.
as well. So I apologize, Ryan.
That's okay. I didn't know Matt
He's
Dwyer.
playing
so-
Andrews. And he's phenomenal.
Awesome. Love to hear it.
Yes.
And Seth, you're playing an actual, real historic person.
Yes, I am.
What is that like?
It's interesting. You want to make sure that you add some depth to the character, and it's different between playing somebody who is made up and somebody who's real, because you want to make sure you do justice to with their life. So, doing some research and finding out what the person was like, what their situation was like.
Really, you do all of that?
I've done some reading on Bride.
I'll tell you, man, these performers in these community theater shows are way more committed than I would ever be.
Yeah.
I would just winging it. Winging it. I don't care. I'm going to make them me. That's how I'm going to do it. So I'm always impressed because you are not the first person to say that, though. So you want to make sure and be respectful and carry on.
And actually, to get a little bit personal here, there's some similarities between Bride and myself in terms of upbringing and growing up. Bride was a very reserved person, didn't have a lot of friends, and I can kind of speak to that same kind of mindset. So it's been interesting to kind of know what his life was like, what his, he was engaged to get on to when he got on the ship, but not happily. If that makes any sense. He was engaged to he was dating a woman, and when she found out that he was going to be on the Titanic, she pushed for an engagement because she wanted the status of knowing that her fiance was on the Titanic. And so he wasn't really sure that that's what he wanted to do, but he went along with it. So it's just interesting to know those details and to be able to kind of play those details out a little bit.
And it's great now that you're in theater at Findlay. How many shows have you done with Findlay?
Oh my gosh.
See? And now
I think this is like 6 or 7.
So this reserved, not having very many friends, Seth growing up, now has a whole family down there.
Yeah.
It's great.
I love it.
But your banquet prom is in May?
At the end.
And it is called A Night Under the Sea. Now that's
No,
dark.
you did not.
That is dark.
You did not.
That's dark.
Are you serious?
That's wrong. That is so dark. That's
Oh my
you
God.
all
It's just
wear
the appropriate place to
you
finish
all
up
wear
when the
your
show's over.
you all wear your costumes, but you're wet.
It's
you
true.
know?
I actually
my
had not
God.
thought about wearing my Titanic costume, but I absolutely could.
Yes, you could be in costume, but
No,
just get
for
wet.
real. This is a thing? You are doing this?
Money raising banquet is called A Night Under the Sea.
So-
right after.
Wow.
Our
Wow.
annual banquet is actually a celebration for our members.
Wait, this has nothing to do
It
with
has
Titanic?
nothing to do with
It's just
Titanic.
coincidentally called that?
So we have Fort Findlay
gosh.
has meetings we have board meetings on the first Wednesday of the month, and then we have general membership meetings on the fourth Wednesday of the month. And the last general membership meeting of our year is the fourth Wednesday of May. And that's when we have our annual banquet. So we
Did anybody catch this? I mean, did somebody catch it eventually and say, well, it's too late now. I've already
now-
bought
your
the...
partner
now we call
did.
it-
Right now.
It's just-
Right now.
No, we bought it right now? Oh my!
So
it's
the-
too late. They've already bought all the coral reefs and starfish and
From Oriental Express.
yeah, it's
Some of
already
them planned
purchased.
it, really wanted to do a sea Hawaiian theme, and then we had a Playhouse prom a few years ago for a high school student that was not able to attend
Oh.
her prom because she was in a show. So we had a prom like at the Playhouse for her, and everyone was talking about how much fun they had at that prom, and we should have another one and all this stuff. But he had already planned like the Hawaiian
He already
aspect
bought the
of it.
seahorses. Yeah.
So he just meshed the two, and that's what we're
my
gonna do, which will be super.
Is this
fun.
only your second one then, or is this? Do you do this annually now?
No, we do. So our banquets every year.
Yeah.
We did only have one prom. This will be our second.
This will be your second one. Is this
Yes.
just like an adult fun time? Is that all it is?
There are kids there. Any of our members or anyone that's done a show throughout the year, or people may not actively do shows, but they just choose to come and spend time with people.
Mm-hmm.
It cracks me up that Seth says that he grew up with no friends because
Oh, you were one of them.
a few friends. A few
friends.
friends.
She's like, how dare
That's
you?
all you need.
I was a shy kid that did not actively seek people out.
I was
Okay.
shy too. I
And
think
now they're
all
on
of the shy
stage.
kids end up in theater.
Yeah.
And then
So
we're
it
all
cracked you
weird.
up. Why did you know him growing
It's
up?
because it gives us a
I-
chance to live out somebody else's persona.
It's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
But Fort Findlay is like truly just a large group of friends.
Did you know him, or or do you just think there's no way this guy could be the
No,
shy guy?
it's just funny because we are all very close, and I
Mm-hmm.
can't imagine Seth not being like outgoing and friendly with people.
Gotcha.
I did meet Seth prior to him doing a show at FFP. I had done a cabaret show with Seth with Findlay Light Opera, and then our director for Titanic was directing a show called A Minister's Wife, and she was building her cast, and we were listening to the music, and I was like,
it's probably like being comfortable though too. It's like being
Yeah.
in your house with your siblings or doing something like that. Like
For
all of a sudden
sure.
they're very outgoing, but then when they get out in public and they have to meet a
They're, like,
different
sitting there not
adult,
saying anything.
they're hiding behind mom. It's like, what are you
Yes.
doing? Get out here. So maybe you were like that more, Seth. Maybe you just were hiding behind your mom all the time.
It's possible.
Now,
You're like now you're out and about and you're making all these friends and they're all your moms now.
Yes.
So
I know another cast member, Andrew Varney.
yes.
Yes.
He was in Fiddler with me, and he was in the original Titanic.
At FFP.
Yes.
Yes.
okay. Do I know anybody in the show?
He's a quirky character, too,
He is.
in real life.
Andrew's like this funny guy because he is very eccentric and very cool and fun to be around.
Normal people are
And
boring.
Lights up on
Honestly.
stage.
He has a phenomenal singing voice.
Yes.
Good.
He's very consistent and he will do exactly what you ask him to do.
Good.
You just got to be very
Sorry, how do you know
specific.
this dude, Ron?
He was in Fiddler on the Roof
Oh,
with me.
Fiddler.
And I saw him in She Loves Me. He was in that, too. And I saw him in Drowsy Chaperone.
Wow, he's
So, yeah.
making the rounds then, isn't he? So is he a Anthony Wayne or is he a Findlay dude?
He actually lives in Bowling Green.
Bowling Green.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you were naming a bunch of Anthony Wayne Waterville shows.
a
So
Bowling
he's the guy
Green
who's
guy.
traveling around too. And you said you had some people that were maybe not from Findlay doing in the show.
Yes,
Who's
so
in that?
Jordan.
Jordan, right? We know
obviously
that.
is
We know
joining
Jordan.
us. And there is Andrew is from BG.
Uh-huh.
We have another actor named Ryan. We have several Ryans in the show. One of our Ryans is from BG.
There you
as
go,
well.
Jordan. Just throw
I
out
know.
Ryan, and at least maybe you got a 30% shot at
If
getting
you
one.
say Matt or Ryan, you've hit like 10% of
there
our
you
cast,
go.
15%
Make
of our
it easy
cast.
on yourself. Yeah.
And then Neil
Terry.
Terry, thank
Neil
you.
Terry. Mm-hmm.
His name escaped me. Neil is from the Perrysburg area. As
Okay,
well.
so there are quite a few
yeah.
then. But that's the thing, though, is you have been producing good stuff for a very long time.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of shows you're doing this year.
Do you?
It's like 6.
That many
What?
again?
When is this gonna air?
It doesn't matter. This is the bonus part. I'm going to air it right afterwards. So, why is there a secret or something?
So our season has been approved,
Okay.
but it has not been announced.
All right, then
okay,
you don't have to
okay.
announce.
No,
it.
no,
you don't have to
no,
say what it
wait.
is. I think Ron's referring to the past season, obviously, not this
sure.
upcoming season. You're not privy to that information, are you?
no.
Yeah. So every season, how many shows do you do?
We did 7. That's-
7.
Yeah. We did
See, that's a lot. 7.
It's,
So
it is.
yeah,
it is.
that's awesome. A lot of people don't even come close to that. Obviously, some
Yeah.
people do 1.
We're very blessed that we have our own space, and that
Yeah.
makes things a little bit
That's the
easier to
key.
do. Sometimes we're not having to rent.
Yeah.
So there's not that added cost and
Right.
that
And you
kind
can
of
do some
thing.
smaller shows and it won't kill you because you can. Because
Yeah.
you're already paying for their space
Yeah.
anyway.
We did a 1-person show this year. We did.
What was
an
that?
Something about Ben Franklin. I cannot remember the title.
Oh,
right now.
no, I saw that. I did
Yes.
see that. I did see that posted. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that we did, and then
Ben
we,
Franklin, Back to the Future, I think
some-
is what it was. Something
I-
like that.
I can't remember what the actual title was. And then we also produced a local playwrights show.
Okay.
For the first time.
That's
So,
amazing. When you
yeah.
do that again next time, we want to talk about
Awesome.
it. The local playwright stuff is cool. We don't ever
Yes.
talk about anything like that, and the fact that there's people that are doing that are actually playwrights locally, that's impressive. And then the fact that somebody's letting their pieces or working with them to build their pieces and putting them on is also impressive. So
And
we
then-
want to make sure we talk about it.
And they boast that they sell out every show, but they only have 12 seats.
They have hundreds of seats.
Oh, okay.
No,
Well,
but
we have
will-
110.
110.
110.
That's more.
Not a
That's
bad-
my graduation class. That's plenty. 110 is what you know.
Twice my graduation.
Yeah, where'd you go
I
to school?
graduated with like 55
Where'd you go to
people.
Bettsville or something?
Corey Rawson. It's
Corey Rawson,
South
yeah.
of Findlay.
Oh, I know Corey Rawson,
Yeah.
green and yellow Hornets and
Yes.
stuff. Yeah, I know
Seth
Corey
went to
Rawson.
Arlington.
Arlington, yeah.
Very small.
Arlington. Okay,
I have no idea where Jordan went to school. Anna.
Anna.
Yes.
That's not. In
My
the
graduating
area.
class was 96.
Where's
people.
Anna? That's not in the area.
No, it's about an hour and a half south of here.
Yeah, which is where? What south? Like, what's the closest real city?
Wapakoneta?
Wapakoneta. Yeah, that's why I don't know that one. That one's out of our viewing area. I don't know where that. I don't know where. And where'd you go? Again?
Arlington.
Arlington. I don't know that one either. Arlington, Texas is all I know.
You wouldn't. I had a graduating class of 53.
And where's that at?
It's just south of Findlay.
Arlington. I should know that one. Yeah, see,
And I
little
thought
baby
I
schools.
thought I had a little baby school.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. And now look at you. You guys are really cool, and you know lots of people.
We do. We know lots of people. I don't know that we're really cool. But
You're cool with me. I love all the theater
We're
people.
cool.
I always say that, all the cool people, because you guys are doing stuff that I find interesting and fun and not boring. I don't like basic. I just don't. Okay, I
Are
just
we allowed
don't.
to swear now?
I was going to say, so you have to cut that word out.
Yeah, I'll cut it. I'll say, oh, great. Now I got to cut it twice.
Welcome.
Yeah, no, we just like to talk about theater. So even when we're, I think only for so long we're going to talk about an iceberg hitting a ship, and then we got to move on to other stuff, And when are you announcing the new show?
I'm not actually positive. I'm meeting with our treasurer this weekend to pay for all of the rights that we have secured. So I imagine after our rights are paid, we'll be able
That's
to announce it.
another blessing you guys have, is you can just upfront pay for all these things
Yes.
for the whole season.
We have a very healthy patron
Nice.
group.
Yeah, no, not a lot of groups can't do that.
Yes.
There's only a handful of groups that have that ability to say we're going to upfront pay for an entire season.
And I think that that's where some theaters struggle, because they don't have their own space. So
Right.
they're waiting on answers. Can we perform there?
100%.
Can we perform this? So
Yeah.
it's difficult for them to really sell a season to people because they don't 100% know what that is going
It's
to be.
impossible to sell a season, but it's also very hard for them sometimes to get auditions put together,
Yeah.
because they're waiting for the rights that they've asked for from
Right.
MTI. But if they don't get them, then they got to fall back to another show. And then so they can't legally announce that they're going to be doing this show until they get the rights. And then maybe if they're competing against other theaters, it's like, okay, well now everybody's already committed, and now we're going to do Mean Girls, and lots of people and high school kids maybe will want to do it, but they've already committed to other
Right.
places. So now it's so they have that kind of a struggle that some other places don't have. So you are very fortunate in that regard. Did you see Nolan Tish is one of your Fort Findlay amazing people?
He absolutely is. I have directed Nolan several times. I've been in shows
Right,
with
but did you
Nolan.
see the news? He just posted.
He's going to Elon.
He's going to Elon and
Yes.
majoring in musical theater, and
Yes.
that's a
He
really,
had a
really
lot
good
of
school.
Great options.
Yeah.
His mom was texting with me and a couple of his other
Uh-huh.
people that have directed him about all the places that he had gotten into and kind of where his head was at.
Uh-huh.
And it was just awesome because he has a lot of opportunities.
He
and
just
he'll
posted,
succeed
and I
wherever.
I made a comment on there
Yes.
about it, because we've known him since he was younger too. We came and
Yes.
saw him in the I want to buy a BB gun. What is that?
Oh,
Christmas Story.
Christmas Story.
Christmas Story. Yeah, we saw him in Christmas Story. But my sister, who's a Findlay native, who was the one who hooked me up with
Yes.
you, was the one who's like, "You gotta see him. He's so good." She doesn't talk like that. I don't know why I did that.
I'm like,
I don't know why she
limp
talked. Yeah,
wrist.
I don't know why I said it like that. I don't know. She's like, but she was just like, "Oh, you should see him," more like that. That's how she did it. And so I'm like, yeah, because her son did a
Yeah,
couple
Joel.
before he went on and started playing the saxophone. And
he's
was good
in
at
the
that.
Boingers, though, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he's in the
for F-
Boingers. Yeah, down at Findlay. Yeah,
He's a good kid.
yeah, he is. He is.
Good kid.
Very sweet young man. But so I went down to originally see him, but then she was also talking about Nolan, like, oh, plus there's this other boy and these other kids. And I'm like, okay, let me see how he is. And I'm like, yeah, man, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
for
now
sure.
here we are a million years later. It feels like that, and he's going off to college now. So I thought that was really
know.
cool.
Little
All right.
Nolan. Yep.
Good old Nolan. and that's it. That's all I got. Anybody want to say anything else? You all done, Ron? Are we
Well,
talking-
I want to talk to the director after we're
Oh.
off mic. Yeah.
Oh,
I
real personal stuff, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
I want to direct the show.
Oh, too late. It's already done.
Too late.
It turns out the director's directing the show. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, thank you.